Hi everybody and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I want to show you one of the most fun, quick breads that I've tried in a long time. And it's originally from Brazil. I'm not going to try to pronounce the Brazilian name for it, but it's so good. I want to make mine and you're going to want to make yours as soon as possible. So let's get to it. The hardest thing about this recipe is finding the flour. It's a non-gluten flour for all of you who avoid gluten, so it has a real plus on that side. I'm using tapioca starch. You'll find it also under the name tapioca flour or cassava flour or maybe even yucca flour. In Spanish, you might find it with the name harina de yuca. The brand I'm using is a Thai brand, which I got at my local HEB. But you might also look under the Red Mill brand, especially if you live in a smaller market area. So let's preheat our oven for 400 degrees. We only need 6 ingredients. Of course, we need the tapioca starch or tapioca flour, milk. I'm using oat milk, but you can use whatever kind of milk you have, whether it's whole milk or fat-free, whatever you choose. We're going to need some olive oil or other vegetable oil, salt, and cheese, and 1 egg. The equipment that we're going to need and utensils, we're just going to need our blender, a muffin tin that will hold 12 muffins or 2 muffin tins that will hold 6. Measuring spoons, a measuring cup, a spatula, and optional are the baking cups. If you don't want to make these in the baking cups, all you need to do is to oil or grease your muffin pan. So here comes the easy part. I've got all the ingredients ready to go, and we're just going to dump them into the blender, starting with the milk. Lid on. Now let's take that blender and give it a roll. We'll need to stop it a couple of times to scrape down the inside of the blender. So I've got it all blended together, and as you can see, it's a very thin batter. It's not thick at all. I've got the cupcake papers put into the muffin pan. But as I said before, if you just want to oil or grease the insides of the muffin tin, you can do that as well, and it'll work just as fine. Now comes the fun part. We're going to put them into the oven. If you're like me, you're going to want to watch these as they bake. It's amazing. Because when you think about it, we didn't add any baking powder. We didn't add any kind of leavening. No yeast, no nothing. And I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes and then I'll check. Look after 5 minutes how much they're already rising. Another thing I like is how quick the cleanup is. I've already got my workspace all cleaned up and the utensils and dishes put into the dishwasher. Now they've been in barely 12 minutes. Look how much they've risen. I wish you were here to be able to smell them. They smell great. It's been almost 30 minutes that they've been in the oven. They're nice and golden all over the top. I'm going to take them out. I'm going to let them rest here on the rack for a bit. While they're cooling down, let me tell you, you can eat these warm, you can eat them cold, or if you don't want them all at once, you can actually put them in a freezer bag and put them in the freezer. And then when you're ready to eat one or two, just pull them out and zap them in the microwave for about 10 seconds. They're really great. I hope you'll try them. I'm going to try one now. Okay, here we go. Now, as you can see, they've raised up and there's an indentation on the bottom. How did they raise? I said they had no baking powder or no yeast. They raised with the moisture inside from the milk. That's from steam. Okay, let's break it open. Look at that gooiness inside. So cheesy. Nice and crunchy on the outside. I do hope you'll try them. They're so fun, and like I said, even if you're not a baker, you can make these. Thanks for watching this video. I hope that if you haven't subscribed to my channel, that you'll do that down below. And if you can give a like to this video, I hope you can do that too. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Nos vemos. So good.